Hello everyone, this is Quota coming at you, giving you Game 1 in a series between Nicker and Yumiko. Game 1 taking place here on Terranistan. We can see Nicker has spawned as the red Night Elf player on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, he will be going up against Yumiko that has spawned as the orange human on the bottom right. This is going to be a human versus Night Elf matchup, and I am interested to see how these players are going to be adapting and what kind of strategies we'll be looking at in this 1v1. Now, Terranistan is one of those maps that does have a lot of creeping going on, so we're going to be taking a look at a very aggressive strategy coming in from Nicker. He's actually Ancient of War creeping out the mercenary camp. That is not something that is normally done, because the amount of damage is just so high. You can see him now attempting to take down the Kobold Taskmaster here. The Demon Hunter may end up getting slowed as well. You can see the Kobold Geomancers are in the back here, and double Wisp are needed in order to repair this Ancient of War fast enough. Footman is going to be coming over and now spots this, and he's going to perhaps go after the Archer. The Archer is going to be a very easy target to take down, as the Demon Hunter now picks up a very, very useful Potion of Invulnerability and also a Troll Shadow Priest. Meanwhile, the human player now gonna continue to creep out here as well. Does drop a Tome of Strength and Gloves of Haste. Gonna be some useful items there, but really the advantage currently belongs to the Night Elf, as he is sitting at level 2, able to creep out hire mercenaries from this mercenary camp, and at some point I have to expect that he's going to be able to start training up more units to try and clear out these back locations. Meanwhile, down over here, one Wisp on the way around, just going to try and hide from that footman there, as the Demon Hunter now looking to put pressure inside the human base. Archmage making some quick work of some additional creep camps, going to try and get to level 3, even though he's not going to get there off of this creep camp here. Meanwhile, scout farms have been placed down by Yumiko, so Yumiko does have a good idea of what is going on all across this map. Demon Hunter looking to go after some units here, but he cannot really afford to go after Yumiko's footman here. There is a Troll Shadow Priest, and the Troll Shadow Priest should be able to give a little bit of a heal, and it looks as though, oh, there's an Abolish Magic. Demon Hunter now looking to back off. A low hit point footman there. Are we going to perhaps get an Archer to get some damage? Oh, 2 shots, and that would have been enough. But no, not paying attention there, as a mana burn does go down on the Archmage. Meanwhile, Troll Berserker of Yumiko, actually hired from that mercenary camp, will be joining up. That is actually a Troll Berserker that should have gone to the Demon Hunter. He did have a Wisp off over here, and the footman is now just kind of abusing the fact that this creep camp is kind of his. Alright, let's take a look at what's going on over here. Archers and Troll Shadow Priests trying to get some additional damage. We're going to be looking at creeping out this bottom left-hand creep camp here. There are a bunch of shadow units right there, as we're looking at a Wisp now trying to run away from that footman. Footman down to 53 hit points. A Huntress should be making its way out and could be able to take down that low hit point footman there. Meanwhile, Archmage is trying to clear out the remaining creep camp here. Gonna pick up another Gloves of Haste, but there is a lot of damage to be had. Alright, in comes the Militia, but the Militia are going to end up falling. There's also one Huntress here, and the Huntress does get a little bit of bounce damage. Are we going to get a mana burn? Yes, we are, and that is going to end up denying at least one Water Elemental, as now the Troll Shadow Priest taking a bit of damage. Alright, this is looking pretty bad. There is a second mana burn there, as the footman trying to fight back against a smaller army, but the Demon Hunter is still very, very dangerous. Troll Shadow Priest should perhaps be healing the Demon Hunter more than anything else. Demon Hunter trying to run around in circles, perhaps get another mana burn off. Are we going to get a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability? Yes, we are. And it looks like that Troll Shadow Priest will get taken down. Demon Hunter now trying to run back off to the north. There is another mana burn. Demon Hunter now in a bit of trouble, though. That Potion of Invulnerability going to last maybe another 3 seconds more, as we see the Archer end up getting or giving the Archmage level 3. Alright, Troll Shadow Priest needs to stick around just long enough. He does exactly that. Meanwhile, down over here, Town Hall, which was cancelled, now once more being rebuilt. Demon Hunter kind of low on life, gonna be in a little bit of trouble in this next fight as his army is still significantly smaller. Huntress now trying to make a mad rad dash over here as the mercenary camp perhaps should be training up another troll shadow priest. All right, you can see a troll berserker that is completely ignored. Not quite sure why that troll berserker was completely ignored there, as there is another huntress right there. All right, the huntress trying to get some damage through, not gonna work out well. You can see that damage, that piercing damage from that troll berserker going to start adding up very, very quickly. Should just turn around and attack the troll berserker as the demon hunter now surrounded. A 2-unit surround against a huntress and a footman. This is a bit unheard of. Staff of teleportation coming in as the huntress now tries to get away. It looks like the huntress is going to get taken down. Another mana burn as we're looking at the demon hunter finally taken out there. Yumiko absolutely dominating this game now, with the demon hunter getting taken out at level 2 even after a scroll of town portal to try and save him earlier. Economic advantage belongs to Yumiko. Tech advantage belongs to Nicker there, I believe. Yeah, Nicker has the tech advantage. At Tree of Ages, are we perhaps going to be picking up a Breath of Fire Panda? Yes, we are. A very typical hero choice at this point. Breath of Fire doing exactly what it's supposed to, dealing a large amount of damage to tightly grouped footmen. And it looks like another Breath of Fire may be coming through. There is another Breath of Fire there. The footmen are trying to escape, and it looks as though it is going to be able. No, the demon hunter is committed to taking down that target. Another target gets taken down, and now the damage is starting to add up. Yumiko losing a good amount of units here. We are going to see a huntress, no, saved with the Staff of Preservation, as the demon hunter now going after the archmage once more. All right, Panda getting in front of the archmage. Archmage taking a lot of damage. Demon hunter still has enough for another mana burn, and you can see that archmage is just taking so much damage. Are we perhaps going to look at that another mana burn here in just a moment? The archmage is trying to get away, and the archmage is looking like it will get away. There is a 96 hit point mana burn there, as the panda trying to perhaps take down another number of footmen. The footmen, however, are not going to fall. More footmen getting picked up by the Goblin Zeppelin, and with the heroes not being able to attack air, that will pretty much put to the end of that. Let's take a look back. Tree of Ages, Ancients of Wind being added. One Ancient of Wind is pretty much all you need at this point. You can't, or you don't want to over-invest into 2 Ancients of Wind, because Spellbreakers will eat them alive, and that is a very natural transition. So getting an Ancient of Lore and then also getting an Ancient of Wind is pretty good. I don't know if you really need 2 Ancients of Lore, as you are not going to have the gold economy to really keep up with that level of production. Panda, Breath of Fire, Demon Hunter now coming in through here, trying to take down multiple units. We see no healing going on, so the panda is actually relatively low, or very low on life. Not even relative. One Stormbolt would take him down, and I gotta believe a Mountain King is coming around the corner here in just a moment. Forest Troll now taken down, trying to spread across all of that damage. Perhaps a Sasquatch is going to end up taking down the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 52 hit points. Panda gets to level 2. We need to see a bit of regeneration, and yes, it is a potion of rejuvenation, a replenishment potion, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for that Demon Hunter. Now, the Moonwells are rather dry at this point, as we see a Zeppelin now dropping straight into the base here. All right, let's take a look at this. Are we going to perhaps see a detonation? You cannot waste the mana just trying to save those low hit point wisps. Breath of Fire pretty much hits nothing, and I think that could pretty much be the end of that. One Hippogriff is out, perhaps to try and poke down that Goblin Zeppelin, and the archers are trying to take it down as well. This is going to be a committed fight here, as a Scroll of Town Portal does come through. All the units are now trying to run back. Very, very smart call. You do not want the Tree of Ages, Ancient of Wonders, and Ancient of War joining in on the fight. That is perhaps some of the best base defense in the game, when the buildings are just simply attacking you and taking you down. Let's take a look at the supply count. 33 over 50 compared to 47 over 72. No big surprise there that the human player Yumiko has that advantage. And without bears, there's not going to be a significant number of rejuvenation. So all these low hit point units, the Huntress, the Demon Hunter, the Panda, they're going to continue to stay low hit point for quite some time. And that's just really bad news there. Huntress down to 23 hit points. Lightning Shield gonna take down... Oh no, does not take down the Huntress. Another Brigand takes it down instead. And it looks like the Panda and the Demon Hunter are gonna be without a 3 supply unit. Tree of Life being added here. Archmage at level 4, getting closer to level 5. That Goblin Zeppelin did take a little bit of a beating, but will end up surviving. Mountain King now sitting at level 1. Ivory Towers transferred over. Double Scrolls of Healing. And that's going to pretty much negate any of the Breath of Fires from that Panda, even at level 2, to keep those units alive much longer. Demon Hunter now taking this opportunity to creep out all of the creep camps you would have normally crept out in the beginning of the game. By purposely going after the mercenary camp, he can really creep out in the safety of his own base without really having to worry about all too much. Alright, Rogue gonna get taken down. There's a Manual of Health. Demon Hunter, a little bit low on hit points still, picking up a second Staff of Preservation. Most likely, or it should most definitely be given to that Panda there, as we're looking at multiple guard towers, and it is going to end up being 3 bases to 2. Now, a 3-base human player is generally not seen, but we are looking at a rather unusual strategy coming in from Yumiko. You can take a look at Hippogriffs. Oh, Dryads now attempting to take down the guard towers. Guard tower number 1 looks like it will end up falling. Yes, there it goes. There is still guard tower number 2 and number 3 that could get taken down. And I believe those are just all going to fall and get canceled there, as the Demon Hunter going to finish off the rest of them. Dryads, the perfect unit. Hippogriff now currently up in the air, keeping track of this army here. Vampiric Aura, however, on that Mountain King, going to make those footmen that much more difficult to take down. 1 Arcane Tower and 1 Guard Tower, more than enough to act as a little bit of a deterrent for this army, especially as he is now entangling a gold mine of his own. That's going to be the perfect opportunity for him to perhaps do a little bit of economic catch-up. Dryads now heading back off to the north. We're looking at mortar teams being added by Yumiko, and mortar teams are going to be perhaps the end of those Dryads. So many units are unarmored. Dryads and Huntresses, the main 2 that are commonly seen. Demon Hunter now sitting at level 3. The Panda sitting at level 3 as well. We may be looking at a bit of a rush here. There is a long Congo line of units. If the Dryads can start picking off the back units, perhaps taking down those mortar teams, that could be a very, very big deal. All right, slow mana burn onto that Mountain King. Mountain King should get off a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter there. There you see it. Potion of Invulnerability, the natural follow-up there. As you can now take a look at him. There's the Potion of Invulnerability follow-up that I mentioned. Demon Hunter going after some units. However, a Scroll of Healing saving the low hit point unit there, as Yumiko bringing over a Goblin Shredder, and now this is just going to be an army where you can pretty much A-move, and Yumiko's going to win. He has an 86 supply compared to a 42, more than double the size of the overall supply cap, and most likely double the size of the army. And Yumiko just took his time, turned an economic advantage into an army advantage, and that army advantage may end up becoming a victory here in just a second. It looks like 1 priest will not be able to make it and rejoin with the rest of the army, but Spellbreakers, Mortars, Footmen, Mountain King, Archmage, Sorceress, all now being added here, and that is pretty much going to be the end of that. Druids of the Claw are out on the field, but still without rejuvenation. They are really not that useful. 4 supply units with only 430 hit points ends up becoming a mana feed for the rest of the units there. Footman does take some damage to Breath of Fire. That damage over time on Breath of Fire, very, very useful, as the mortar teams are now just destroying the Dryads that are trying to reinforce. All right, let's take a look at this back over here. Ancient of War taking a lot of damage. It looks like it will get shot down here. Meanwhile, Panda, a Demon Hunter, the Druids of the Claw still do not have rejuvenation. Timing on it is still going to be about another 20 seconds or so, and then it does take a significant amount of time for that rejuvenation to really start to kick in. tree of life down to 49, or it shows 49 over 70 supply. Guard towers being added, and Yumiko knows that he has absolute map control and pretty much can dictate whatever the game is going to be doing next. Ancient of Wonders shows 49 over 60, 78 over 90 here for Yumiko. Yumiko also has more gold in the bank. He is not at tier 3 yet, and nor do I believe he will ever want to go to tier 3, as he just wants to finish things up with the army that he currently has. Alright, Mortar teams making very, very short work of this Ancient of Lore. Ancient of Lore looks like it'll get taken down. Meanwhile, what's going to be happening here? There's the Dryads. There is some mana flares from the Fairy Dragons. Demon Hunter right in the front. There's a rejuve. Oh, there is Mastery Training now. So the Bears are going to try and push back. Alright, Mastery Training doing its job. The Dryads quickly abolishing magic. All of those water elementals pretty much taken down now, but all the Bears are slowed. Between trying to abolish magic on the water elementals and abolish magic off of the slow, you are not going to be able to abolish magic off of the Druids of the Claw, since the Archmage has Brilliance Aura and is constantly giving more and more mana to the remaining units. Alright, let's take a look at the overall score. Overall score seems to be relatively close, but it was really the army size that made a big difference. Hero experience, Yumiko actually was on the losing end of that fight, a level 5 and a level 2 compared to a level 4 and a level 3, but the number of items and the mercenaries hired shows a different story as Yumiko takes game 1. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.